think there are two problems companies face with the traditional approach to running applications on-premise. The first is that they tend to buy multiple applications to run their business. They buy one application for their accounting department, one application for their sales department, one application to run their website, one application to run support, and pretty soon they have what we call this hairball of applications, because all those applications have to speak together. And it's impossible, really, to tie together applications that weren't designed to work together. So that's one major problem. The second major problem with today's application architectures is they aren't architected for the internet. They were all of these applications were built before the internet or the World Wide Web with a browser actually existed. So we all know the internet has changed every business, every industry phenomenally. And so to have your core applications not designed to take advantage of or address this World Wide Web of information and customer contact is a huge disadvantage for companies running on those traditional applications. These traditional applications, once customized, are very difficult to upgrade. And everyone customizes, the smallest company to the largest companies, customize how they use those applications. That's their business advantage. But the problem is once you've customized it, it's almost impossible to change it. You have to go through a re-implementation really to change those applications. And it just locks your company in a point in time that's not appropriate 3 years after that point in time. You know, you implement a system for a $10 million company, and 4 years later you're a $100 million company, and you haven't changed the core systems that you're running your business on, you're at a big disadvantage. What NetSuite's approach was to solving all of these problems related to traditional business applications was, the first thing we did, and really our differentiation, is we built an application designed to run a business. Not designed to run a department, but really to run an end-to-end, from lead to cash process. And it's really the first application ever designed to do that. Now that said, it has rich functionality for each department that's using that system, rich back office ERP functionality, rich front office CRM or e-commerce functionality. But the real big idea was to build an application designed to run a business. So that solves obviously the fragmentation of systems, because our view is one system can help you run those core processes more efficiently. The second big idea that we did to solve these problems was we built it on the internet. It was not only designed to take into account the internet, it was designed on the internet. And so this whole notion of enabling companies to bring their processes to leverage the power of the web is core to the application. So those are really the big two ideas. The third idea that sort of fell out of our interaction with customers and seeing what they needed to do was really enabling them to customize the application almost at will, effectively at will. When we upgrade our software, all the customizations that companies have made to run their business processes upgrade with our application. And that solves a huge headache for customers in that they can modify their business processes as their companies change very easily in the system. And when we upgrade the software, none of those changes vanish. You know, we have 6,000 customer stories we could tell. They're all amazing. You know, our customers range from very small companies to our largest deal we just announced recently with the Lloyd's Register, 9,000 users. So that's one of the interesting things about cloud technology is instead of just being designed for large enterprises or small enterprises, it actually can scale from large to small. You look at a couple great NetSuite customer stories. One is Asahi Kasei. It's actually a division of Asahi Kasei. They're a $10 billion Japanese conglomerate, but their subsidiary in the US is Spandex America, so the company that makes spandex for other people to use. They were, you know, it's a $100 million-ish company. They were running SAP to handle their processes, and they were spending 3% of revenue running SAP. They moved to NetSuite in 6 months, and they went from spending 3% of revenue running SAP to 1/10% running NetSuite. So a gigantic cost reduction. So that's one piece of the cloud, is the cost reduction. The second piece, and it's always harder to quantify this because it's on a customer by customer basis, was the productivity they gained. In the old model, when they were running SAP, they had to have 170 licenses to log into the system, to update the system. When they moved to NetSuite, they only needed 75 people on the system. So they freed up the productivity of 100 people when they moved to a modern automated system. So now they could redeploy that productivity solving their business problems rather than solving SAP's business problem, which is effectively what companies have done when they run traditional applications. They make SAP and Microsoft's business better. They don't make their own business better. You know, knowing how to run Great Plains does nothing for your company. It does a lot for Microsoft. And so the other great thing about the cloud is it's freed up these IT resources to not focus on managing the technology, but doing what they always have wanted, the mission they've always had, and that is, how do we apply this technology to make my business better?